Hey guys, this is Kelly with City Slickers Homesteaders. So today I just wanted to show you kind of just a quick video on canning some meat from the freezer. So I had some chicken drumsticks that have been in the freezer kind of at the end of their time being in the freezer. So I'm going to go ahead and can them so that way it frees up some room in the freezer, but it also extends the life of the chicken. So I had them thawing out, so I'm not sure how many jars that I will need, but I've got a few here. I'm using the wide mouth because it's going to be easier to get the drumsticks fit in there. So I'm just going to bring you guys back when I get them all in. I am adding in like a half a teaspoon of salt. You don't have to, but I like to, just because then it kind of adds a little bit of salt into the broth that the chicken makes, because I'm going to just be dry packing it. So I'll bring you guys back. Okay guys, so I got these all stuffed. I had pints out originally, not thinking, and obviously the chicken legs didn't fit in those. They were too tall. So I got quarts, ended up getting about 4. One of them I was able to get 5 in for, because they had some smaller drumsticks in there. But I got about 4 to 5 drumsticks in each of these and got 6 of them. So that's not bad. That'll pretty much be a full canner. I can fit like 7 in there. So that's perfectly fine with me. So with dry packing though, or cold packing, whatever you want to call it, you don't have to add in water or broth when you're doing it as a raw pack, because the meat will actually make its own juice and its own broth. So I did put a teaspoon of salt in each jar, and I'm going to get ready to pressure can these. I'm going to wipe the edges with vinegar and then get these put in the canner, and then I'll show you when they're done. Okay, so one thing I did forget to add was, since I am doing this as a raw pack, I am starting out the canner cold. So I've got this put in, but I'm just starting it now. So you always want your canner to be about the same temperature as your jars that you're putting them in. So if you're cold raw packing, you want the canner to be cool. If you're doing a hot pack, then you want the canner to already be heated up. So I wiped the rims down. Now with the water level, there's notches on the side. For my Presto, you just fill up the water to the first notch. Now obviously it'll come up higher when you put in the jars, but I've got 6 quarts in there. I can fit 7. So this is perfect. And what I will do is let this start heating up, and then once it starts boiling, I'll put the lid on it. And once it starts venting, you always let it vent for 10 minutes before you put the weight on. And then for my altitude with meat, I usually go with 11 pounds of pressure. That's what I've noticed that the National Canning Preservation usually says for meat is to do 11 pounds of pressure versus 10 for that you would do at everything else that's below, 1,000 feet, I believe it is, for elevation. So I do it at 10 pound or 11 pounds. Pints. If you're doing pints for any type of meat or beans, it's 75 minutes. It's 90 minutes for quarts. So these will be going for 90 minutes. So I will bring you guys back when I'm done. Okay guys, so we let this pressure can for 90 minutes since they're quarts. Once it was done, then let it naturally come down from pressure, and then and then once you let it come down and this little thing's down and it says 0, then you take the weight off and let it set for another 10 minutes. So did all that. Ooh, don't want to do that. So we'll get these out and see how they look. And look at that crystal clear water. Sorry, it's hard to do this looking through the phone here. Okay. So here is how they look. Fully cooked. Should start hearing them ping as they cool off. But look at that gorgeous broth in there. Didn't have to add anything to it. That's all the natural juices. So that'll be good in the pantry for another couple years. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Feel free to share any of the videos if you know anybody that's interested in canning or gardening or anything like that. And that is it. So now instead of having to throw these away when they get freezer burnt out of the freezer, it's able to extend their life by canning them. And now they're fully cooked. Make like chicken noodle soup or something with them. And even got some broth to add to it. And just peel the meat right off the bones or just heat them up in the oven and eat them how they are. However you want. But they are all good to go. So thank you guys. Hope you have a great night. And see you soon.